The Boston Red Sox coming through with a 5-2 decision over Detroit on Wednesday, but the New York Yankees maintained a one-game lead over Boston in the American League East with a 5-1 victory over the Toronto Blue Jays. So those two teams will be battling again, same opponents, different pitchers. Going for Detroit will be Kip Young, 6 wins and 6 losses, and scheduled to go for Boston is Mike Torres, who is 15 and 12. So we'll see how things shape up in today's action, coming to you from Fenway Park in Boston. New York, 96 wins and 62 losses. Boston is 95 and 63. We'll do the same thing as we did last time. And last time, that would be on Wednesday. We'll be checking in on the New York Yankee-Toronto Blue Jay game at Yankee Stadium, but that game won't start for about another half an hour or so we'll be checking with that, as we mentioned, a little bit later on. Going for the Red Sox, as we mentioned, Mike Torres 15 and 12. The Yankees will go with Ron Guidry, trying for his 24th win of the season against 3 losses, a cinch Cy Young Award winner in the American League. Baylor Moore for Toronto, his record is 6 and 8. Elsewhere, Cleveland is at Baltimore. David Clyde against Jim Palmer or perhaps Sammy Stewart. If Palmer goes, he'll be trying for his 21st victory of the season. Palmer, the first American leaguer in many, many years to put together 8 20-game seasons. He is 20 and 12 if he goes into that game right now against Cleveland. Texas will be at Seattle in the other action. Alexander against Raleigh. Alexander 9 and 10. Raleigh is 5 and 8. Chicago at California. Hinton against Tanana. Tanana trying for his 19th. Just 2 games in the National League. Houston is at Atlanta. Richard against McWilliams. Richard at 17 and 11, and one of the top strikeout men in the National League. Los Angeles is at Cincinnati. It'll be Rao against Norman. Rao is 15 and 9. Norman is 10 and 9. That's it as far as action is concerned in the major leagues. The big action in the National League, Philadelphia leading Pittsburgh by 3.5 games, but those two teams have 4 games remaining, and Philadelphia will be away at Pittsburgh for those 4 games. Pittsburgh has 5 remaining if necessary. And the reason for that, they had a game against Cincinnati rained out, and it was decided that game would not be made out unless it affects the pennant race. So we'll just have to wait and see how Philadelphia does against Pittsburgh. If Philadelphia wins just one of those 4 games, the Phillies have clinched the National League East for another year. So that's how things shape up in the National League. In the American League, New York leading Boston by 1. The Yankees have 4 home games remaining. The game against Toronto, which will start in about 25 minutes, and then they'll wind up with 3 games against Cleveland. Boston has all 4 of its games remaining at home. The game you're listening to right now against Detroit, and then they'll wind up against Toronto for the final 3 games of the 1978 regular season. Okay, let's go to Fenway Park.
Toronto has lost 98 games. Seattle now lost 100. I don't imagine Darrell Johnson's too happy about that, winning 56 and being the first team to drop 100 games. But they've had a pretty rough year up there in Seattle. They did not draw nearly as well as they did last year. I think the ultimate raising, and I don't mean raising, jumping the ticket prices up there, and that hurt their attendance more than anything else.
Yeah, they jumped and almost doubled in some cases. They also started the season right in the euphoria of the Seattle Basketball Club that made it to the finals. And when we were there in May, they were just playing the end of that, and they were all up in arms about that club and very excited about basketball for a while. The club got off bad. The Mariners got off badly, and they just never picked up.
And a lot of people were spending their money to see King Cut.
Yeah, that's right.
He's been there all summer.
So the club ended up about the same condition he was.
Here come the Red Sox, finally. Brohammer goes to third. Burleson to short. Remy to second, and George Scott to first. Outfield, status quo as it has been. Yastrzemski, Lynn, and Rice left to right. Pudge Fisk comes sprinting out of the dugout, and shortly behind him will be Mike Torres, toting his record of 15-12 to the mound. Lifetime 4-4 against Detroit. Speaking of Kip Young, this is his 14th ball game, and he's 13 starts since they bought him from Evansville on July 20th. He was 11-3 down there. Crowd is standing, and once again it's time for Mr. John Kiley to entertain us with our national anthem.
Race in the American League East, only 4 games to go, and that's unless there's a tie Sunday night. The Yankees, with the Bulldog grip in first place, leading Boston by a game, with the Sox there snapping at their heels. Both teams in action right now. The Yankees at home to Toronto, and the Red Sox taking on Detroit in the game you're listening to. The pitchers again for those games: Baylor Moore for Toronto, Ron Guidry for New York, and for Detroit it'll be Kip Young, and Mike Torres will be on the mound for Boston. The Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Indians both say there will be no women reporters in their clubhouses after games. They made that statement after learning that a New York judge had ruled that news women had to be permitted in the Yankee clubhouse after games in the stadium. So we probably have not heard the end of that one yet, as Melissa Ludke, I should say, a writer for Sports Illustrated, sued baseball for not allowing her in the dressing room after the World Series last year.
Fenway Park for the hot ball game in Prospect again. And to relate the story, here's Ned Martin.
All right, Jim, thank you, and good evening, everybody. The crowd about the same as it's been the last couple of nights, 26,000, 27,000, I would imagine. And here to hope and observe. It's been a peculiar sound to the crowds these last couple of nights. They have not been the roaring kind of power-packed tension crowds that you saw or you heard in July, June, even later on. But it's because of the one-game Yankee bulge, and it's because of the late start for the Yankees. They're cheering when the Red Sox break in front, but then they worry, and they look at the board. And the cheers aren't always full-fledged cheers. They're kind of half. Even when the Red Sox are ahead, then they see the Yankees leading Toronto, and with pitchers like, well, Hunter going one night, and now Guidry going tonight, you never know. It's kind of a reserved crowd, just waiting to uncoil, and if something should happen, that the Red Sox should win tonight and Guidry get beaten, that would put the Yankees in a psychological plane which would be not only evened off, but maybe downing slightly, and it would put the Red Sox and their people on the upgrade. They'd be even that way with a chance to win it in two. Steve Whitaker, Lou Whitaker, is up, and Mankowski's on deck with Rusty Staub, and we're just about set to go. Mike Torres looking for that elusive 16th win. Pitching to the left-handed hitting Whitaker, who's batting .291 in his rookie year. Bluffs the bunt, takes ball one. Whitaker has 3 home runs and 57 RBIs. He had a home run against the Red Sox out in Detroit. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch is a ball outside and high, as again Whitaker was shortening on the bat, bringing Brohammer in at third. Two balls, no strikes. And there's a called strike. 2-1. Whitaker, one of the bright lights on this young Tiger team. by Therese, and it's outside again. Whitaker running up as though to bunt. 3 times now he has offered, or pretended to offer, and that was outside. It is 3-1. Both scoreboards a bit off. The pitch is strike 2 call. Got a great wind whistling in here. It's blowing actually from left to right, but it curls around. Ball 4, Whitaker is on. And Therese starts with walking the first batter. Base runner Lou Whitaker. Phil Mankowski, the third baseman, a left-handed hitter, is up. He's batting .273. 4 home runs, 19 RBIs for the young second baseman, third baseman. He probably is the heir apparent to Rodriguez if Rodriguez is ever through at Detroit. Wind blowing stiffly out toward right field now. Toward the bleachers, toward the right field grandstand. They would favor the ball pulled out that direction. There's a strike call. The slow pitch on the outside corner. Whitaker at first, nobody out. Brohammer in on the grass at third. Looking for a possible bunt from Mankowski. Pitch, and he is taking outside, ball 1. Not offering, not squaring around as though to bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the set by Therese. The pitch, outside with a fastball, ball 2. Therese, again with the slow start in the first inning. Or at least the tentative start. He's had more trouble in that inning, probably than any other inning that he's pitched all year long in the course of a single ball game, spaced out over a season. He is working behind 2-1. Whitaker leads the way. Scott holds the bag against him. And Therese comes on with a pitch, fastball, carved foul off the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Look at Staub. You think it's the middle of July?
I know it. He's that way from days in Montreal. I remember watching him in the 73 series in New York and that terrible 3 windy nights against the A's. There he was, the only guy in the field that had no long sleeves under his uniform. Bare arms standing out there, purpling. 2-2 pitch. Dropped over, but low, ball 3. It is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now, Therese looks out toward the outfield, which is positioned about straight away, except for Lynn a couple of steps toward right center. 3-2 to Mankowski. Will watch Whitaker as he leads from first base. About a 4-step lead for Lou. Therese to the motion. Infield double play depth. There goes Whitaker. There's a foul ball back, and we do it all over. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lou Whitaker returns to first. Just underway at Fenway. Top of the first inning. Nobody out, and Whitaker at first. 3-2 count to the batter, Phil Mankowski. Burleson cheating a step or 2 towards second. 3-2 pitch. There goes Whitaker again. Ground ball to short. Burleson steps on the bag, throws to first, and they've got a double play. Exactly where they wanted the ball hit. A hard-hit ground ball with Burleson cheating toward the bag, came right to him. Even with Whitaker running, Burleson, all he had to do was step on the base and throw to first to complete a 6U3 double play. No other place in the ballpark would they have gotten Whitaker at second base, but right there where he hit it, where Mankowski hit it. So there are 2 out. And Rusty Staub is up. He had a first-inning home run last night off Louis Tiant, off the foul pole in right. Has 24 homers on the year, 121 runs batted in. Hitting .276. He backs out as Torres takes too long. Pitch. Strike call, good fastball. fastball on the inside corner. 0-1. Mike gets ready and fires, and it's just a bit inside. A breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one with 2 away. Here it comes. It's high to Rusty. Ball 2. And Mike has worked behind every hitter. But the double play ball helped him. Big Taco gets ready, gets the sign, and goes to work. Strike called, and it's 2-2. He's working Staub in, moving it right in on him, jamming him on the inside corner with breaking stuff and a fastball. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, jackknifing him away slightly, and the count is 3-2. And a full count to Staub, as it was on Mankowski. Scott deepens at first base, moves back toward the edge of the outfield grass. Torres okays the sign and comes in with a 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, he walks Staub. A curveball that was over the plate, but a little bit low. Second walk given up by Torres. Oh, a double play looks big right now. Jason Thompson up. Thompson, the first baseman, hitting .289. 25 home runs, 93 runs batted in. Staub at first, 2 away. No scores yet. The look down by Torres as Thompson sets himself at the plate. Wind starting to come in toward the right field line a little bit more now. Thompson looks outside, ball 1. Struggling first inning for Mike Torres, but no damage done to him as yet. Mike looks over toward first. They're not holding. Foul back. Thompson bailing a bit on the fastball and fouling it. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim Rice deep in right field. Lynn several steps toward right center, and Yastrzemski shallow in left. 1-1 pitch to Thompson, and another foul. This time Torres is ahead on the hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's chilly out there. Remy at second, and Brohammer at third with their meat hands in their back pockets whenever they can. Try to warm them. Here's the set by Torres, and the pitch to Thompson. Low, ball 2. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The pause and the pitch. Strike 3 call. Fastball on the inside corner, taken by Thompson. We go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Wow. Southern California and Michigan State open another big college football weekend Friday night at Los Angeles. The Trojans moved into second place in the UPI ratings after last Saturday's 24-14 upset victory over Alabama. In another Friday night game, Pennsylvania takes on Lehigh. Missouri will be thinking upset when it visits top-ranked Oklahoma on Saturday. The Tigers shocked Notre Dame 3-0 in their opener, then lost to Alabama before drubbing Mississippi 45-14 last weekend. The Sooners clobbered Rice 66-7. Third-ranked Michigan hosts Duke. Number 4 Arkansas takes on Tulsa, and TCU visits 5th-ranked Penn State. Notre Dame, still seeking its first victory, goes against old rival Purdue at South Bend. A heavy trunk and 4 cartons of documents related to the September 15th Muhammad Ali-Leon Spinks championship fight were carried into the federal courthouse at New Orleans. A grand jury will investigate allegations of corruption by fight sponsors. Louisiana Administration Commissioner Charles Romer and fight ticket manager Henry Semino have been subpoenaed to testify. The investigation was prompted by accusations by two members of a promotion firm that their partner skimmed profits from the boxing match. Secret arrangements with the New York boxing promoter and possible ticket duplication to reduce the reported profit are among those accusations.
A very nice thing has happened at Fenway Park. It flashed on the big board in center field. Good luck to Tiger manager Ralph Houck in his last game at Fenway Park. He will retire after this season. The fans got up, they cheered, and the major came out and took a bow.
Yes, sir, a very nice gesture. And as I told him the other night in the Detroit press room, yes, not only a fine career, but I'm proud that I was part of it for 4 years when he was with the Yankees.
He's quite a man. Kip Young, a right-hander that we have not seen, is taking his warm-ups. We are told, though, that he has good stuff. He can get a curveball over. He was on the non-roster outfit this spring. Kip Lane Young from Georgetown, Ohio. Right-hander. Last year with Montgomery and Evansville, a combined record of 9-6. And this year he's 6-6 in his rookie season. The day he reported he was pressed into service, that was in the middle of July. Came in relief against the Angels and got a loss in an extra inning defeat. His earned run average is 2.95, and he's making his 14th appearance of the year and his 13th start since they brought him up from Evansville. So we'll take a look at Mr. Young, who has won 6 and lost 6. Rick Burleson up for the Red Sox. Burley hitting .250 even. Young fires and misses inside, ball 1. Burleson has 4 home runs, 47 runs batted in. One ball, no strikes. Fastball again inside to the Rooster. 2-0. Dennis Eckersley getting his throwing in today. This is his throwing day, as he will be starting day after tomorrow, an afternoon game against Toronto. Strike call, this one on the inside corner. Young has a very nice, easy motion. 5'11", 175. And next month he will be 24. Ground ball to third. Picked up there by Mankowski. Throws across to Thompson. That's all for Burleson. 1 out. 1 away to Jerry Remy. Batting .275. 2 home runs, 42 RBIs. Mr. Remy has had a fine year with the Red Sox. He hasn't stolen as many bases as he's wanted to, but he's been with the kind of club and in situations that just precluded his stealing. He just had to wait around, especially hitting in front of Rice. Pitch is high for a ball. 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first inning at Fenway. The delivery is a strike call, a good tailing fastball on the outside corner. 1-1.
Said the other night he's going to take it easy for 1 month and then start working out, which means he'd start working out in November already.
Well, all right. There's a changeup punted at and missed for a strike as they checked off with Garcia, the third base umpire, and they said, yep, the bat went past the plane as Jerry tried to draw the bat back on a changeup, and it's called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crosswind blowing left to right from third toward first. Here's the pitch by Kip Young. Curveball fouled off into the Tiger dugout on the third base side. Yankees will be starting in about 5 or 10 minutes. It's Hood against Palmer down in Baltimore. Don Hood for the Indians. Jim Palmer, who's won 20 and lost 12, goes for the Orioles. Check swing outside, a ball. And that looks as if that probably will be Palmer's last game.
Maybe as an Oriole.
Yes, absolutely. He's very possible trade bait now, as he has come up with some shenanigans that don't set too well. Fastball outside, ball 3, 3-2. Cleveland did not score in the top of the first. Baltimore now batting. Kip Young working to Remy. Little fly ball, maybe trouble, shallow left. Back for it, though, and the wind holding it. Shortstop Alan Trammell takes it going toward the line. That wind is wicked from the left side. And there are 2 outs. Trammell making the put out. Jim Rice coming up. And the basher from Carolina coming on with a .314 batting mark. 44 home runs, 135 runs batted in. Young's pitch is inside, ball 1.
The strong rumors, I think the strongest yet, Ned, that Baltimore club is going to be sold.
Yeah, the paper, the News American in Baltimore, says absolutely, and they will play some games in Washington next year. High pop-up by Rice, shortstop way. Trammell is under it, now comes in as the wind carries. Trammell still going, tracks it down for an out. That's a mile-high pop-up to short, and the Red Sox go in order. After 1 inning, no score.
Yankee pitcher Ron Guidry puts all of his 5'11", 160 pounds behind every pitch he throws. The payoff this year, 23 wins. However, the price has been 4 days of recuperation after every game he pitches. Guidry has proven ineffective on 3 days rest, and his stamina may be tested should New York make the playoffs and then the World Series. Last year, Guidry was the Yankees' best pitcher, finishing at 16-7. He beat Kansas City on a Thursday in the American League playoffs, firing a 3-hitter. But when the playoffs went to the decisive 5th game, Guidry, with 2 days rest, was chased after 2 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. Because he pitched that on Sunday, Guidry did not take the mound against Los Angeles in the World Series until Game 4, 6 days later. Well rested, he was on his way with a 4-hitter, which he won. This season, Guidry has won 23 of 26, but with just one exception, every start has been with 4 or 5 days rest. Already, it appears manager Bob Lemon has shuffled Catfish Hunter, Ed Figueroa, and the rest of his pitching rotation to make Guidry available for a possible 1-game playoff against Boston. Guidry was scheduled to pitch on Friday against Cleveland, but it was announced Tuesday that he was moved up a day and is starting Wednesday against Toronto. Assuming the Yanks win the American League East without going to a 1-game showdown, Guidry would then be able to start the American League playoff opener in Kansas City Wednesday night, October 4th.
Well, the nightly coronation has just been held out in the bleachers for Bill Lee as he made his appearance walking out to the bleachers and got a standing ovation from his crowd out there. It's one thing that Lee can always remember about Fenway Park. He's got a gathering out there. Lee's Legions in the bleachers. Steve Kemp will lead it off for the Tigers as we go to the 2nd inning in a scoreless game. John Rodney Richards goes for Houston tonight, the strikeout king in the National League, 17-11. And the rookie McWilliams goes for Atlanta. He's 9-2, had a fine rookie season. Kemp, a left-handed batter, batting .275, 15 home runs, 78 runs batted in. Tigers with a team batting average of .273. Red Sox hitting .267 as a team. Torres's pitch is a strike called at the knees. Remember the days, balmy June and early July when team batting average hovered around .280. A bunt attempt missed by Kemp. He tried to drag one up the right side and missed it. And Torres has him on the hip, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Steve Kemp. Mike Torres throws and moves him back a bit. Ball 1, a fastball inside. One ball, 2 strike pitch by Mike. Checks swing. Did he hold it? Yeah, he did. It's ball 2. Saved it by holding the bat back. Torres thought he should have had strike 3 on that one, and hands on hips. LeClaire lets plate umpire Evans know it. 2-2 to Kemp. Torres kicks and throws, and there's a ground ball to the right side. Scott has the high hopper, steps on the bag, and there's one out. We'll pause here for station identification on the Red Sox radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Milt May is the hitter. Catcher for the Tigers, left-handed batter, hitting .275. No score in this one. We're in the second inning. Torres' pitch is inside, off the elbow, ball 1. Tigers go home after this, and they end their season at home with the Orioles. 1-0 delivery. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. And they all go home and then convene again in Lakeland, Florida. There's a swinging strike on a changeup. Good change by Torres. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers will be a very well-watched ball club next spring in Lakeland. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball past Torres. Remy going to his right, cuts it off and throws him out. Nice play by Jerry Remy on a slow hopping ground ball toward the bag at second. May is out, second to first. Torres gets the first 2 batters easily as they try to pull outside pitches. Left-handed batters. Tim Corcoran, a .272 hitter, the right fielder, batting. Another left-handed hitter. 1 home run this year and 27 batted in. And old folks out on deck, Mickey Stanley. Torres looks in for the sign. And delivers. Ground ball, right side, fair ball. Taken by Scott. Underhands to Torres, covering for the out. Nice play by George Scott, who almost knocked Merrill over, trying to get out of the way of it. 3 up and down, and we go to the bottom of the second, no score.
Carl Chandler, who plays center and also some at guard, formerly with the New York Giants, has signed a contract with the Detroit Lions. The 4-year veteran will replace 10-year veteran center Mike Montlier, who walked out of the team this week. The 6'5", 250-pound Chandler has played at center and guard and was released by the Giants during the preseason. 1977 Triple Crown champion Seattle Slew has been made the odds-on favorite in a field of 7 for Saturday's Woodward Stakes at New York's Belmont Park. The 4-year-old colt convincingly defeated this year's Triple Crown winner, Affirmed, in the Marlboro a couple of weeks ago. Seattle Slew has drawn the number 6 post position. Exeler, winner of 5 of 7 stakes this year, is the second choice. The rematch between Affirmed and Seattle Slew never materialized because trainer Laz Barrera decided he would race Affirmed in the Jockey Club Gold Cup on October 14th. Race drivers Cale Yarborough and Lenny Pond, who have won the pole position 5 times each this year, head the field for the opening time trials for Sunday's Wilkes 400 stock car race at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Yarborough, winner of 8 races this year, will be driving an Oldsmobile. Pond will be in a Chevrolet. Other top contenders, Neil Bonnet, the track record holder Benny Parsons, Darrell Waltrip, Richard Petty, and Dave Marcus, all in Chevrolets. Bobby Allison and Richard Brooks also are entered in Ford.
Carl Yastrzemski leading off for the Red Sox in the second inning. Yaz hitting .278. 16 home runs for the captain, 77 runs batted in. Kip Young working to Yastrzemski. Misses inside low, ball 1. Young and May, the batteries. Jason Thompson at first, Lou Whitaker at second, Alan Trammell at short, and Phil Mankowski at third. Kemp, Stanley, and Corcoran in the outfield left to right. No score, bottom of the second. Young delivers, and Yaz takes. A ball outside. Baltimore got a run in the first. They lead Cleveland 1-0 after an inning and a half. Down in New York, it's Baylor Moore, the left-hander who worked that extra inning game on Sunday against the Red Sox for 4 or 5 innings. He goes against Ron Guidry, 23-3. Ball 3 outside. Young keeping it well away from Yastrzemski and too far away. Doug Rao goes for the Dodgers tonight. He's 15-9 at Cincinnati. Lacoste for the Reds. Strike called. Yaz taking all the way. Carlton Fisk on deck. Three and one to Yastrzemski. Kip Young fires, and there's a fly ball to center field straight away, but Stanley's there, and he's got it. Mickey Stanley, the peerless center fielder of other days, still can go get him out there. Had an easy catch, and the ball hit against the wind. Oh, yeah, so you're taking a trip this autumn or winter. Carlton Fisk is the batter. Pudge hitting .285. 20 home runs, 85 runs batted in. Rookie Kip Young on the mound for the Tigers. Another one to watch. On what he has shown this year, he's been impressive to a lot of people. Tigers can certainly use another young right-handed pitcher if Mark Fidrich is unable to come back. Called strike. Nothing in one. It is a breaking ball, just misses inside. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carlton. Well, there's some noise out there anyway. Not much around here, but in the bleachers, yeah. There they are.
Red Sox have all been talking about how quiet the crowds have been during this homestand so far.
Yeah, they have been different. Because of that scoreboard, I believe. The 1-1 delivery. Curveball down, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stanley a step or so toward left center. Pitched by Young, and it's a fastball up and in for a ball. And the count is 3-1 now. Young hasn't been missing by much on the ones that he has been off the strike zone in. He's been working Fisk inside. He's 3-1 to Carlton now, and here's the pitch. Fouled off the mask of the catcher, Milt May. It's 3-2 now. Young went to Bowling Green State University a couple of years. He is working now 3-2 to Carlton Fisk. He wants another sign. Gets it and comes on with a payoff. Grounded foul past third. It was on the inner edge. It was too close to being a strike to take a chance on taking. So Fisk went after it. Looking at Young's strikeouts to walks this year, he has 46 strikeouts, 27 walks in the 97-98 innings he pitched. Strike, foul tip out of the glove of May, and Fisk is still alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Freddie Lynn on deck. 1 out, second inning, bottom half, and a scoreless game. Young comes on with a pitch, and Fisk bangs it foul again. He spoiled 3 good pitches on a 3-2 count. Windy, cold night at Fenway. 3-2 to Fisk. Backs out. Now he moves in. And here's the 3-2 offering. Ball 4. He waits him out. There's the first walk given up by Young. First runner for the Red Sox. Hasn't been anything resembling a hit yet. There's just been walks in this game. Fred Lynn is the batter. Lynn hitting .291. 22 homers, 76 runs batted in. Freddie was above 300 most of the year, then went into a dip when the rest of the club did. And he's been around that .290 mark for a long time. Lynn up with Fisk at first and 1 out. Young works. And he gets the strike in there at the knees. 0-1. He'll throw a slider and a curveball with impunity. A young pitcher, and got a pretty good lively fastball. Kind of a straight back pitcher. Good move to first. Almost picks Fisk off. Carlson gets back in. Quick move by Young. Fisk walks off the bag at first. He holds as the pitch rides inside and low to Lynn. Ball 1, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a coated and jacketed and sweatered crowd here tonight. Go to first again, and Fisk dances back into the bag. Mankowski very deep and wide at third. Change up, line to right field for a base hit. Covered by Corcoran. Fisk will go to third. The throw comes into second. Runners at first and third, no, 1 out. The first base hit of the game. And Lynn timed the change-up beautifully and rattled a single into right field. Fisk is at third. Lynn at first. 1 out, and Butch Hobson coming up. Hobson, the designated hitter, batting .247. 17 home runs, 77 runs batted in. Set. Now the pitch. Curveball over. Called strike. He started him right off with a breaking pitch. 0-1 to the Butcher. George Scott on deck. Infield, a deep double play depth. Whitaker shortened up 3 steps at second. Pitch to Hobson. Foul back here. And the count is 0-2. 0-0 ball game, bottom of the second inning. And they are underway at New York. Lynn away from the bag. The nod of the head by Young, who gets set, pitches. Strike 3, swinging on a wide breaking curveball. Got Butch on the number 2 pitch, and George Scott comes on. The boomer. You know, anytime. And hang with the Red Sox. Scott is the hitter. He's hitting .234. 3 hits last night, including a home run over everything in left. Young works to him. Fastball on the inside corner, called strike 1. Scott has 12 homers on the season and 54 runs batted in. Young trying to work his way out of a 2-on situation. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Here it is. Inside, nearly hit him. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got a good curveball. We'll see if he uses it on Scott a lot after working him inside a couple of times. Lynn off first, Fisk down the line at third, and here's the curveball. Hit high toward left field. Kemp back near the wall. Kemp is there, and he's got it as the wind holds it up, and the Red Sox are out. After 2 innings, no score.
The North American Soccer League has filed suit in federal court in New York against the National Football League. The Soccer League maintains that the NFL is violating antitrust laws by proposing to ban pro football club owners from owning franchises in other major sports. Funeral services have been held in Los Angeles for slain California Angel star Lyman Bostock. Some 1,000 people in the United Methodist Church and an overflow crowd of 500 outside heard Bostock eulogized by Angels pitcher Ken Brett. Said Brett, he enlivened our clubhouse and he took us out of the darkness of defeat. 8-seeded Kathy May has been upset by Carrie Meyer in the Atlanta Women's Tennis Classic. Meyer won 6-3, 6-2 and moved to the quarterfinals. The Atlanta Falcons have signed tight end K.N. Moore as a roster replacement for defensive end Claude Humphrey, who has retired. Moore was drafted last year by Minnesota and cut this summer by Denver. Officials of the National Collegiate Athletic Association continue to defend their organization's investigation and enforcement procedure before a congressional subcommittee. Arthur Reynolds and Charles Allen Wright insist that the NCAA does provide due process for member schools, coaches, and student athletes. Subcommittee Chairman John Moss, a California Democrat, indicates that he is not convinced that's true, and so those hearings are continuing at the nation's capital.
Houston nothing, Atlanta nothing after an inning and a half. Baltimore 1, Cleveland nothing after 2. And that's after 2.5 now. Dodgers did not score in the top of the first at Cincinnati. There is no score here. 1 hit in this ball game. Single by Lynn. The ball that Scott hit last night would have been against the wall. But tonight, the wind is blowing in, Jim, and I think it's going to make a big difference in this game.
Sure is. It's sure going to favor Mr. Young and Mr. Torres here. First time in these 3 nights that the Yankees have not looked up when they went to the post and saw a Red Sox lead staring at them. Nothing into the third of the veteran Mickey Stanley. 270, 3 home runs, 8 batted in. And Stanley might be playing his last year in a Tiger uniform. He hopes not. He thinks he can still play. But whether he figures in the Tiger plans at his age, he doesn't know. He doesn't want to play anyplace else. He wants to finish a very excellent career right in Tiger Town. Torres brings it to him, and Stanley looks at a good breaking ball in the outside corner at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Always one of the more cooperative guys around the league. A tap right back to the big Canton. Torres grabs it, fires to Scott. 1 out. So 1 away here in the third, and still without a hit, the Detroit Tigers. Alan Trammell standing in. The fancy fielding youngster is batting at 271 with 2 home runs, and he's driven in 34 in an excellent rookie year. 0-0, third inning, and we've had nothing yet from the stadium in New York, where I would imagine it's a little cool, too. Straight away in the Red Sox outfield. Yastrzemski well in and left with that wind the way it's blowing. Torres with a strike at the letters. 0-1. Blue Jays tomorrow night. Stanley and Clancy. Blue Jays threw all their left-handers at the Yankees. So we'll get the likes of Jesse Jefferson. Ball down low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Trammell. Don Kirkwood on Sunday. Don Kirkwood. I remember him.
Seems we spent the weekend with him up there.
Yeah. Trammell takes another fine breaking ball, whipping over the outside corner about thigh high. 1-2 on Trammell. 1 man out, nobody on. Torres a shaky first inning when he walked a couple of men. A swing and a miss, strike 3. The second strikeout for Torres. Toronto did not score in the top half of the first inning, and the Yankees are batting. So, Ron Guidry with his Louisiana Lightning has hung up his first goose egg of the game. Here's Whitaker up. fiddled around till he got a walk, leading off the ball game against Perez, and then was mowed down in a double play. Brohammer comes in a full step on the grass at third. Lou swings wildly, and Perez seemingly now has fine stuff. Got the Tigers missing and missing badly. Big Mike wheels it in again and knocks Whitaker back off the plate a bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ever-changing wind. Now it's blowing straight toward the right field foul line. Dead in from left field. Whitaker lifts the foul, third base side and out of play, and the count goes to 1-2. 2-day games will wind up the season here. Saturday afternoon, back-to-back day with Toronto, and a 2 o'clock game on Sunday. Perez has found 2 baseballs not to his liking, and has exchanged them with plate umpire Jim Evans. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 men out on the leadoff batter, Whitaker. In the number 1 spot tonight with LaFleur out of the lineup. Fastball up high, count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd with its eyes glued on the scoreboard out there in the Toronto-New York game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Missing outside. Mike thought he might have gotten the call and broke about a half a step toward the dugout, but no more. Full count, 3-2. Perez has walked 2, struck out 2. Perez no stranger to this kind of weather for the years he worked in Montreal. Here's the payoff pitch. Hammered towards short. Burleson backhands the ball. Strong throw is in time. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the third. No score.
The California Angels, a youth group supported by Lyman Bostock, the California Angels outfielder who was shot to death last weekend, has been given $1,000 by former President Richard Nixon. Bostock was shot Saturday night while he was visiting relatives in Gary, Indiana, and his funeral was held on Thursday. Nixon attended an Angels game last month as a guest of team owner Gene Autry, and the Angels released a copy of a letter written by Nixon Wednesday telling of the donation. The Angels team members are wearing black armbands, the remainder of the season in memory of Bostock, who joined the team this year after signing nearly a $2.75 million 5-year contract. Last winter, the outfielder worked in several youth clinics in the Los Angeles area. He said then, too many people grow up taking from a community, and it isn't every day you can go back to that community when you have fame and fortune. The Dallas Cowboys reportedly have signed Jackie Smith, who retired from the National Football League St. Louis Cardinals last December. Smith's wife, Jerry, is in St. Louis, and she says it's just wild. I can hardly believe it. The Cowboys lost backup tight end Jay Saldi last Sunday when he fractured an arm on a kickoff. Mrs. Smith says the Cowboys first contacted her husband Tuesday afternoon at his suburban St. Louis restaurant. Details of the contract with the 15-year veteran have not been made public. Okay, let's go back to Fenway Park
Bottom
in
of the
Boston.
third of the New England Chrysler Plymouth Dealers home run inning. If a home run is hit in your name, you'll win a 78 Volare from your New England Chrysler Plymouth dealer. And if a second home run is hit this inning, that contestant will win a December 3rd cruise for 2 on the fabulous QE2, compliments of Crimson Travel. Jack Brohammer batting for Eileen Skarzenars of South Hadley, Massachusetts. And if we were mispronouncing that, it's Skarzyniarz. Thanks going, bud. I did my best. Fly ball, center field. Drifting back goes Stanley. Getting under it, and he puts it away. So 1 out here in the home run inning. And up comes Vic Burleson, who grounded to third. And he will bat for Barbara Canton of Southampton, Massachusetts. Barbara Canton. And will try to put a 78 Volare in her driveway. Pitcher, John Rodney Richard, is homered for Houston. The third inning, they take a 2-0 lead over the Atlanta Braves. Down in the Queen City of the South. Breaking pitch nicely over right at the letters of the rooster. No balls and a strike. Rick Burleson batting for Barbara Canton, Southampton. Stanley straight away in the outfield. Young fires it. And it's over, but a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mankowski, Trammell, Whitaker, Thompson, the inner defense behind Kip Young. Good breaking ball again. Pick Burleson up in the inside corner. 1-2 the count. 1 man out, nobody on. There's been 1 hit in the game, a single by Fred Lynn. They sent Fifth scampering around to third, but a strikeout of Hobson and a fly ball by Scott got Young out of that. Ball hit down toward short. Mankowski cuts it off and throws on to first for the out. 2 away in the Red Sox third here, the home run inning, and Jerry Remy comes up, and he'll try to win a Valari for W.E. Sanborn of Concord, New Hampshire. W.E. Sanborn, Concord, New Hampshire. Remy popped up to Trammell his first time up. Mankowski in a little bit at third. Jerry takes a drifting pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Couple of games out west tonight. Texas, Seattle, Chicago, California. Right down the pipe to Mr. Remy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres and Kip Young hung up in a good pitching duel here in the early innings on a raw and windy night. Ball is rolled down toward Thompson. He's up with it. Will feed it on to Young, and they've got Remy 3-1, and that brings to a close tonight's home run inning. There'll be another tomorrow. We go to the 4th, no score.
5th-ranked Penn State hosts another school from the Southwest Conference Saturday, and the game could very well be as one-sided as the last time TCU visited the Happy Valley at University Park, Pennsylvania. On TCU's last trip to Beaver Stadium in 1971, the Nittany Lions gained 632 yards in total offense to set a school record, and the stadium mark for rushing yardage 484 and scoring 66 in a 66-14 rout of the Texans. The Horned Frogs are back Saturday with a 1-1 record, including a 45-14 loss to SMU, who the Nittany Lions squeaked by 26-21 last weekend for their 4th straight victory of the season. Although they shared doormat honors in the SWC with Rice, the Horned Frogs are certainly a team that Penn State cannot overlook. At least that's what Coach Joe Paterno says. He says TCU is a better football team than people realize. He says they have a lot of good junior college kids, and it took them a couple of weeks to get together. The TCU game could be an opportunity for the Penn State offense to get together. The Nittany Lions have scored 81 points in 4 games, but 44 of them belong to kicker Matt Barr, who tied 5 records with 4 field goals last week. Barr, who is 13 of 15 this season, equal marks for the most field goals in a game, which he did for the 3rd time this season, most field goals at Beaver Stadium, most kicking points in a game and Beaver Stadium, and most consecutive field goal attempts with 7.
Nary a Tiger hit off Mike Torres as we move into the 4th inning of this scoreless tie. It'll be Mankowski, Staub, and Thompson. 3 left-hand batters to run at Mike Torres here in the 4th. Mankowski hit the ball a pretty good lick in the 1st inning, but Burleson in perfect position just had to grab it, step on second, and wheel to first for the double play. So here's Mankowski coming around again. Looks over the defenses that are set pretty much straight away against him. Diaz is playing a very shallow left field with that wind the way it is tonight. Made a tremendous catch in the 9th inning last night. There's a bunt up in the air and onto the screen for a strike. 0-1. Stanley said when that ball left the bat, he thought, I've done it again. Giving up a funny hit. No idea Diaz was going to get anywhere near that ball. 1 strike on Mankowski with Staub on deck. A lot of the Tigers have tried bunting on Torres, but not successfully. They haven't even been able to get the ball down in fair territory. Big Mike sends it in way outside, 15 low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nothing, and we're in the 4th. almost split the heart of the plate, but well under the knees. 2 balls and a strike on Mankowski. Torres walked 2 in the first inning. Since that time, his control has been pretty much letter perfect. Big right-hander throws again. Inside, ball 3. 3-1 on Philip Mankowski, taking a long look at his third base coach now, Dick Trubisky. Hetfield walking around down there like he wishes he was someplace else in the first base coaching box. 3-1 pitch. Whacked out, fouled off. Full count now of 3-2 on the Tiger third baseman. Only about 27,000 here again tonight. Maybe a few more people in the bleachers this evening. Torres ready now for the full count pitch to Mankowski. And the 3-2 delivery. Ball 4, he lost him. Let's pause here for station identification on the Boston Red Sox radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Mike Torres has just given up his third pass of the ball game to put the leadoff batter on. Hey, we know you've heard about Getty on Leonard Reagan. Getty. Rusty drew a base on balls his first time up. Mankowski, pretty good lead. Scott with his hole there with him. And a ground ball hit down to Remy. He's up to Burleson for 1 on the first double play. The Red Sox turn their second double play of the ball game. Remy to Burleson to Scott, 4-6-3. 2 men quickly out, and the batter will be Jason Thompson. At the end of 1 1/2 innings in New York, Toronto nothing, and New York nothing. Yankees batting now in the second. Jason Thompson flipping on those gloves, and everybody's wearing the batting gloves tonight. Thompson has not been the terror in this series that he was with his Thunder in his favorite ballpark, his home park, Tiger Stadium. Jumps back from a quick pitch inside. About thigh high, 1 ball, no strikes. There's a line drive to center field, and the first hit off Mike Torres. Sizzler up the middle. So the Tigers have another runner, and Kemp the batter. Grounded to Scotty first time up. Doug DeCinces has homered for Baltimore. His 27th of the year. They lead Cleveland 2-0 at the end of 4. DeCinces looks like he's going to be the big power man of future years for the Birds. Had a fine year with the long ball, and pretty much a fine year all the way around, certainly in the field. 2 outs and a runner at first. And Scott, knowing that Thompson is very hobble, will not bother to hold the bag against him. He's in behind him. Thompson just can't run and take a triple to score him from first base. Shape he's in right now. Kemp fouls it off right at the feet of Fisk. A lot of English on it. Went up the third baseline. Came spinning back. No balls and a strike. So not a run has been scored yet in the 2 crucial ball games. Tigers, Red Sox here. Jays and Yankees in New York. Burleson moved well over towards second base. Brohammer wide of the line at third. Kemp takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. We are 0-0 in the 4th. As long as we've gone in any one of the 3 games without any runs being scored. But it's a funny, weird kind of night here. High again to the graduate of USC. 2 balls and a strike on Mr. Kemp. fact, there's no lead at all. Thompson standing there and blowing on his hands. Now wanders off a couple of steps. Kemp takes low, ball 3. Torres behind again, 3 balls and a strike. So Mike's struggling a bit with his control of this inning as he did in inning number 1. Now, according to the flag, the wind is straight out toward right field now. Keeps moving around. Torres finally gets set. 3 balls and a strike on Kemp. Strike 2 called. Kemp took a one-step break toward first base and was brought back on a belated strike call by umpire Jim Evans. So a full count, and Thompson will be limping toward second base with the pitch. Torres is set. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, he lost him. Walk number 4 given up by Torres. And the Tigers have a threat now with runners at first and second. 2 outs and Milt May up. Grounded out to Remy his first time up, and again Fisk has gone to the mound for conversation piece with Torres. He's all right. Stay on him. But he does that to most every pitcher on the staff. Some more than others, perhaps. Tigers trying to get on the boards here. Thompson with no speed at all out at second. Kemp at first. Double play looms ever large here now, the one Rusty hit into. Milt May takes high. He looked like he wanted to slam away at that. 1 ball, no strike. Torres fighting his control here in the 4th inning. Wants a new baseball. It's another inning that's been kind of a bugaboo for Red Sox pitchers, particularly Torres and Louis this year, the 4th. Thompson, Kemp lead away, and a high foul is out of play on the third base side by Milt. Ball and a strike on the big Tiger receiver. Tigers are 12 games back. They hung in there for quite a while in the early weeks of the season. Gives their fans quite a thrill. Press conference in Detroit tomorrow at 3 o'clock to introduce the new manager, Les Moss, who takes over for Houck in Lakeland next spring. Into the dirt it goes, not far enough away for Thompson to move on to third base. Tigers are assured of their best finish since 1973, when they won 85 ball games. Two balls and a strike on Milt May. Torres very nearly threw that one away. Thompson short lead at second. Burleson in behind him. Well over by second base, protecting the middle. Here's the pitch. Driven up into center field. A base hit. Now, can Thompson score? He's limping towards the plate. There's a throw. He's going to be out 10 feet. Thompson just can't run a lick. Freddie Lynn's throw on the target, and Fisk had to wait and wait for Thompson to come sliding into him. The base hit for May, and the out is 8-2. We go to the bottom of the fourth. No score.
Well, the Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays going at it at Yankee Stadium. In the bottom half of the third inning, the Yankees' Roy White batting. Let's go to Phil Rizzuto.
He's set. And the fastball bounced towards the middle. Throw a base hit. Canelo will score, and the Yankees lead 1-0. Roy White bounced one right over the pitcher's head on out to center field. And the Yankees go out on top 1-0. Roy White, Bill White, has been termed kind of a clutch player this last month.
Well, he didn't get an opportunity to play early, and maybe that's the way he'll play White the rest of his career.
It's not bad.
Right Now, of course, by not playing early, he's probably a little more strong than he would be had he been there every day. Of course, Roy wants to play every day.
Yeah, well, all ball players do, but I don't think they realize the benefits they derive from sitting out a few games here or there.
Okay, so that's how things shape up. It's 1-0 in favor of the Yankees over the Toronto Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium. Ron Guidry on the mound for the New York Yankees, trying for his 24th victory of the season. And the way things shape up at the moment, the Yankees are leading in that game on that RBI single by Roy White. The score 1-0. That ball game is in the third inning. Okay, back now to the game we're listening to right now at Detroit. It's Detroit at Fenway Park.
With the strong throw that Lynn made and the accurate throw, it's doubtful if any of the Tigers could have scored, maybe with the exception of a Whitaker or a Steve Dillard. But with that wind behind him, he had it on the money, and it's pathetic to watch Thompson try to run. The Yankees score, and they lead Toronto 1-0 at the end of 2 in New York. Jim Rice, the batter here in the last half of the fourth inning. Popped up to short his first time up. So, Mr. Guidry has a run, and the Blue Jays are batting in the third. Chip Young wheels into the big hitter and snaps the curveball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be a rough night on pitchers, only about 6th, 7th inning. You got to be getting cold out there. Big swing on a breaking ball, and a good breaking ball this youngster has, too, from Bowling Green University. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rice, Yaz, and Fifth here in the fourth inning. All right, Jim Ed, 2 balls and a strike. Two hits for Detroit, only 1 for Boston. Fly ball, deep center field. Back goes Stanley, and this one is gone. Number 45 for Rice. And the Red Sox lead 1-0. Wind or not, a tremendous shot halfway up into the triangle. 45 for the Major League home run leader. A big one. Oh, did he clobber that? And that wind blowing straight across the field. Stanley took 1 look at it and said to himself, forget it. He's now had 9 home runs and 22 RBIs in his last 25 ball games. Jazz takes the ball outside. And now he needs only 3 more total bases for 400. There's a long drive by Yastrzemski way back in right center field, and Mickey Stanley runs it down at the warning track. Stanley can still go get him. A long blast by Yaz, but good running catch by Stanley. Rice now with 397 total bases. And if he gets 3 more somewhere along the line, he'll be the first AL player to reach 400 since the peerless Joe DiMaggio in 1937. 1 out, here's Fiska. Walked his first time to the plate. So the Yankees have a 1-0 lead, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Game here in the fourth, the game at the stadium in the third inning. Chip Young walking around, waiting for Fifth to get adjusted. Now brings in his pitch and sails it over the head of Fifth. I do not know whether that was a purpose pitch or not. But Young has not displayed that kind of inaccuracy tonight. So the Rice home run and then the long blast by Yaz, and Fifth gets one right over his coconut. He did not glare at Young or anything else, though. 1 ball, no strike.
If you're listening to this on any YouTube channel other than Classic Baseball on the Radio, be sure to check out the YouTube channel Classic Baseball on the Radio. This game was first posted.
Not too many up on the signboard tonight, I'll tell you that, if anybody up there. Now we get blown off. Blue Jays here tomorrow night. Stanley and Clancy, game time 7:30. The last weekend of the long summer season. Fisk went down low. He went fishing. Fouled it off, 1-2 the count. Kemp playing him fairly deep in left. Kemp played all the right-hand batters much deeper than Yastrzemski's been playing them out there. 1 out, a run in. Red Sox leading 1-0. Here's Young's pitch and a breaking ball, and they go to the first base umpire, Merrill. He says no swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This did everything but swing at that. Got him on the inside corner looking. Young picks up his second strikeout, and he worked Fisk in pretty good fashion. 2 men out now. Here's Lynn. Base hit to right his first time up. Fred picked up a point. He's at 293. 76 runs batted in. Ball is a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on in the Red Sox 4th inning. Lynn takes over, but this is low. Also 2-0 the count. Mankowski has moved very wide of the line at third. Lynn whacked it down to the right side, dug out by Whitaker, and flipped on to Thompson. That's it. We go to the 5th inning, 1-0 Boston.
State Commissioner of Administration Charles Romer and 2 local promoters of the Muhammad Ali Leon Spinks heavyweight championship fight appeared before a federal grand jury investigating alleged corruption. Romer, who refused to indicate what he told the grand jury, said the federal investigation would show the conflict was a squabble between business partners that should have been settled privately. He says the case never should have gone before a grand jury. Also appearing before the grand jury were Sherman Copeland and Dan Hubbard, the 2 promoters of the fight. They have filed 2 suits against co-promoters asking for a total of $35 million in damages. Copeland and Hubbard said nothing other than that they cooperated fully with the investigators. Neil Husil, head of the Justice Department's Organized Crime Strike Force, was to direct the grand jury investigation. Federal experts reportedly are examining all fight records to determine if fight profits were siphoned from the local promoting firm, Louisiana Sports Incorporated. A heavy trunk and 4 cartons of documents relating to the fight were carried into the federal courthouse Thursday. The grand jury also is expected to consider allegations of secret arrangements with New York boxing promoter Ronald Butch Lewis and the possible printing of duplicate tickets. Romer said the legal battles would discourage future special events from being staged in the Superdome. Romer told a group of reporters that he had worldwide distribution rights.
Into the 5th inning. The totals: Boston 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and Detroit no runs, 2 hits and no errors. Torres ready to work to Tim Corcoran, and here's Ned.
Yeah, we got a dandy going right now in the cold at Fenway. 1-0 on Jim Rice's home run into the triangle in center field. Yankees leading 1-0 after 2 at the stadium. Tim Corcoran first up against Mike Torres, who's had 2 troublesome innings, but has gotten out of trouble. Freddie Lynn is retrieving the flotsam and jetsam that's come down from the stands, including a big beach ball, looks like.
Something for space to play with.
Yeah, I can kick it. Kick extra points out there with it. Corcoran has grounded out to first base. His only time up. Torres has given up 2 hits. And Young has given up 2, but one of them was the home run by Rice. Mike works, and he almost hits him. Ball 1. Jackknifing him back quickly. 1 ball, no strikes. Corcoran, Stanley, and Trammell, the lower third of the Tiger order, up here in the 5th. And the pitch. Inside corner, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres working smoothly, fires the overhand fastball outside, ball 1. Big right-hander kicks and throws. Drive toward right center field, back for it, and over is Rice, and he's got it on the run. Jimmy Rice cutting across to deep right center field in front of the Red Sox bullpen. 1 out. Ball well hit by Corcoran. Here's Mickey Stanley, tapped out to Taco in the 3rd inning. Throughout the year, success or failure, Don. Which implies also getting in it, is Mike Torres. That he goes with it a long time, and he's had success in the past with it because he pitches well with people on base and nails himself out a lot of times. Ground ball is short. 2 hopper to Burleson. Fires over to Scott. 2 down. 2 outs quickly in the 5th inning. Alan Trammell up. He struck out his first time. Right-handed hitter, one of the few in the Tiger alignment. The pitch by Torres. Bluffs the bunt, takes high, ball 1. Red Sox 1, the Tigers nothing, 5th inning. Blaine moving right along on a blustery evening at Fenway. Good slider for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trammell. Lou Whitaker on deck. Torres kicks and throws, and a fastball misses outside, ball 2. It is 2-1. Here it is. 3-1 now outside, and it's 3-1 count to Trammell with 2 away. Toronto did not score in the top of the 3rd inning. Yankees now batting. Yankees leading 1-0. They are grooving out in the bleachers tonight. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Fastball inside, and Trammell gets a walk. 5 walks given up by Torres, but so far none has hurt him. Lou Whitaker walked and grounded out. Scott exchanging hand signals with Torres. Scott will hold against Trammell. Whitaker, a left-handed batter, up. Fisk reminds everybody there are 2 outs. Crosswind blowing left to right. It did not stop Rice's home run. He split it. Pitch is high to Whitaker, ball 1. Torres would like another baseball to work with. 1 ball, no strikes. the sign from Fisk. Delivers his pitch. Taken for a strike by Whitaker. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to Sweet Lou. Trammell off first. The pitch, there goes Trammell. It's high for a ball. Throw down to second, and they got him. Burleson puts the tag on the sliding Trammell, and the Tigers are out. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Boston 1, Detroit nothing.
At Yankee Stadium, the Yankees still leading Toronto 1-0. That was in the 2nd inning. The Yankees picked up that run. The game is now in the top of the 3rd with Toronto batting, but the Yankees still lead 1-0. Willie Stargell is describing the 4-game National League East showdown between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. He says it's going to be the shootout at the OK Corral. And for at least one of the games, the Pirates will probably be wearing their black hats. But that doesn't mean the Pirates can be termed the bad guys of the melodrama to be played out at Three Rivers Stadium Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, nor can the red-cap Phillies. The drama has no villains or heroes, just an odds-on favorite trying to prevent an underdog from pulling off the baseball miracle of the century. The Phillies, leading the Bucks by 3.5 games, come to town needing just 1 victory in the 4 games to clinch the 3rd straight National League East championship. Well, the Pirates would not only have to sweep the Phils, but then they'd have to beat Cincinnati in a make-up game to win the title outright. A loss to Cincinnati would send the Pirates to Philadelphia for a 1-game playoff. According to Philly shortstop Larry Bowa, I'd rather be in our position now than Pittsburgh's. They've got to win 4 and then go to Cincinnati and beat them. He says, we only have to win 1. And says, we can't win 1 of 4 there, then, but he didn't finish the sentence. If the 1978 Phillies, who led the Pirates by 11.5 games on August 12th, and who have won 12, 10, or 14 with the Bucks this season, managed to blow the title, they would deserve every epithet their demanding fans would throw at them. But the Pirates know the odds are stacked against them, but they're trying not to think about that. So a 4-game series coming up between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia to decide the National League East title.
Butch stands in against the right-hander and takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Hobson struck out swinging in the 2nd. 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Young has given up 2 hits, the single by Lynn in the 2nd inning, the only other hit besides Rice's home run. Wind up and delivery. Way outside. All 3. 3-0 Hobson's way. Rio delivery is taken for a strike right at the knees. 3-1. Young comes on with a pitch. Misses outside. Ball 4. Hobson's leading with a walk in the 5th inning. Just the 2nd walk given up by Kip Young. We'll have a station break now on the Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
At 8 o'clock, you're listening to SCN Radio on the Isthmus of Panama.
George Scott is the batter. He flies to left field deep in the 2nd inning. Into that crosswind, which ordinarily on a calm day would have hit the wall, but the wind is fierce tonight, blowing left to right. George is going to try to bunt, and he misses it. Strike 1. Squaring around, trying to drop it up the first base line, but missing the bunt. Right now, Don Zimmer with just a 1-0 lead on a night where it appears that runs are not going to be forthcoming in great bunches. We'll play for 1 here. Try to get the runner to second base in scoring position. Hobson close at first. The bunt is dropped toward first, picked up by Thompson. He will play it alone and tag Scott. The sacrifice works, and Hobson goes to second. Scott does the job, sacrificing up his pet alley up the first base line. Thompson listened to the catcher, Milt May, but had no play at second, so he just stayed there and tagged Scotty.
George has been about as good as laying down the bunt as anybody on this ball club this year.
Lately, he's gotten the job done when he's had to. Jack Brohammer now with a runner at second base and one out. Brohammer flied to center field in the third. Young leans for the sign. Has a bit of a time getting it. Looks back towards second. Curves him outside. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the look back towards the bag again. Coming in with a changeup inside. Ball 2. So it's 2-0 now to Brohammer. Burleson on deck. Fastball outside. Ball 3. 3-0. So a 3-0 count to Brohammer. Kip Young working his first game ever against the Red Sox tonight. Double-barreled action now in the Tiger bullpen, left and right-handers. As strike call, Brohammer started for first but came back. It is 3-1 to Brohammer. Steve Baker, right-hander, and Sheldon Burnside, left-hander, warming in the Tiger bullpen. If they're warming, they're the only ones here that are. 3-1 pitch. Bro swings and fouls it off, out of play, left side. 3-2. Several times tonight, Young has come back from 3-1 counts to get the second strike and then get the batter out. He has walked 2, Fisk in the second inning, and Hobbs in this inning. Bush is at second base. Here it is. And he walks Brohammer. It's inside. Got away from it. He tried the curveball, and he flubbed it. 2 walks this inning now. Put the Red Sox in business. It's runners at first and second and 1 out. Top of the order up. Rick Burleson twice has grounded to third. Young looks around at his infield, which will be playing at deep double play depth. Trammell a step in at short. 2 steps in at second is Whitaker. Pitch to Burley is right in there. Called strike 1. Tigers trailing the Red Sox. Red Sox leading on Rice's homer in the 4th inning. 1-0. Burleson takes strike 2. This one flicks the outside corner. And the Roosters down 0-2. Mickey Stanley absolutely straight away in center field. There's a drive to third, backhanded, taken on a hop by Mankowski. Throws to first and gets the double play. Good play by Phil Mankowski, backhanding a trap hop, stepping on the bag and throwing to first. That's all. And we go to the 6th, 1-0 Boston.
European golfing sensation Salviano Ballesteros fired a steady 1 under par 69 Thursday over the rugged, wind-blown Firestone South course to grab the first-round lead in the $300,000 World Series of Golf. Spain's Ballesteros, who made the tourney by winning the British Order of Merit, birdied the par 4 17th with a 3-foot putt to take a 1-stroke lead over defending champion Lanny Watkins and former U.S. Open champ Hubert Green. The tough 7,100-yard South course took its toll on the elite field of 24 pros and 2 amateurs as a steady wind from the north dried out the fairways and greens, and only Ballesteros could break par. Tied at 71, 2 back, Tom Kite, Dr. Gail Morgan, and former U.S. Open champ Hale Irwin. Jack Nicklaus, who won the first World Series under its expanded format in 1976, was tied at 72 with Bill Crotcher. For much of the day, It appeared Cratchit would assume the lead as he went 2 under after 15, but he watered his ball twice on number 16. That's Firestone's famed 615-yard monster, and he took a triple bogey 8. The 21-year-old Ballesteros only played in 4 PGA Tour events this year, but he won one of them. That was the Greensboro Open. He captured 4 tourneys on the European circuit. One of the longest hitters in all of golf, Ballesteros carded 3 birdies and only 2 bogeys, as his favorite American counterparts found the going more rugged. So the World Series of Golf at Akron, Ohio.
The Toronto Blue Jays are out in the 4th inning. Yankees batting, leading 1-0, and Ron Guidry has pitched no-hit baseball through the first 4 innings. Rick Mundy has hit a home run for the Dodgers in the 4th, his 19th of the year, and the Dodgers lead Cincinnati 3-0. Mike Torres working on a 2-hit shutout through 5 will face in the 6th inning. Top of the Tiger order: Whitaker, Mankowski, and Staub. Mike has walked 5, given up 2 hits, and has fanned 2. Whitaker has walked and grounded out. He was at the plate when Trammell was thrown out trying to steal in the 5th inning. Tigers try to get something going and a runner in scoring position. It's a singles kind of night, except for somebody like Jim Rice. Brohammer in on the grass at 3rd, and the pitch is chopped foul at the plate by Whitaker. 1 strike. Baltimore leading Cleveland 2-0 after 7 at Baltimore. Texas playing at Seattle tonight. Chicago at California later. The 1-strike delivery moves inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another sad day for California. I think Bostock's funeral was today out there.
Yeah, it was. A lot of the Angels were attending right near there. They've won games since the death of Lyman Bostock. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One of the most telling and touching parts of that the next day was that Larry Heisel just said, "I can't play." For the Milwaukee Brewers. He had to go home. He was his closest friend. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count hangs at 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to Lou Whitaker. Red Sox 1, Tigers nothing. 6th inning. Here it is. Fouled off the, well, I don't know, chest protector maybe of Evan or some part of Fisk. It's still 1-2 to Whitaker. Whitaker, a left-handed batter, but Lynn plays him toward left center. They give him a big gap in right center field. Here's 1 ball, 2 strike count, and the pitch. Check swing. It's outside and high, ball 2. 2-2. The litany begins in the bleachers. The 2-2 pitch. Low with a curveball. Ball 3, 3-2. Perez got out in front of Whitaker, but now is 3-2 with him. Balls, 2 strikes. Whitaker leading off. He'll be followed by Mankowski. Red Sox leading 1-0. Pitch by Torres. Walks him. 6 walks given up by Torres. Second time Whitaker's gotten on, and the Tigers have the tying run on with nobody out. Phil Mankowski up, hit into a double play in the first after Whitaker had walked, and then walked himself in the 4th and was doubled up a moment later by Staub's ground ball. Fisk and Taco conferring at the mound. Mike pitching his most effective-looking game for a long time so far tonight, except for the walks. Usually when you walk 5 or 6 in the first 5 innings, you're in some sort of trouble, but he's gotten out of it. The look down by Mike Torres. Now the pitch, and the bunt attempt is popped up. Torres will let it go. He throws down to second. Back to first comes the throw, and they've got a double play. No, it's called safe. They disallow the drop bunt on a call that can be made, and that will bring Zimmer out. Torres wanting to try to get the double play through to Burleson for the force out. That counts, but they're going to allow Whitaker remaining at first. So it's a pop fly bunt. Now the double play is allowed. It is 1 to 6 to 4. Jerry Remy covering the bag. First, when you automatically drop the ball, which Torres did not, he just let it go, and it dropped in there and turned it into a very alert double play. 1 to 6 to 4. Remy covering first on the tag end of it, the third double play of the night, and again a Tiger threat is thwarted, at least for now. Ball was not well bunted at all, popped up, and Torres saw a chance. What he saw was Mankowski strolling down the line at first base and not legging it out. He thought, maybe I can get 2. At least I can get Whitaker off the bases. He's fast. Turned into a fine double play. Now it is Staub up. Inside, ball 1. 3 double plays reeled off by the Red Sox tonight. Torres delivers. And Staub beats it foul off to the right. And Mankowski was the one that made that double play possible. He did not run up the line. Had he been hustling up the line, there would have been no way that they could have gotten a double play on him. They could have eliminated Whitaker at second, that's all. But Mankowski is out also. 1-1 pitch. Staub takes low. The ball gets behind fifth. Ball 2. Blue Jays got a run off Ron Guidry in the 5th inning, and it's now 1-1. Top of the 5th, Yankees 1 and Toronto 1. Here's the pitch, and there's a drive into right field, dropping quickly for a base hit, and there's where the double play helps the Red Sox again. Rusty Staub singling sharply to right. That's the 3rd hit off Torres. Batter now is Jason Thompson, who has struck out and singled. Red Sox leading here 1-0. The Yanks and Toronto tied up 1-1 in the 5th. Jason Thompson stands in. At first base. Doubt that you'll see Rusty tearing down the line toward second. Thompson's got to do it on his own. It takes slow, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Nothing count to Thompson. Staub leads away from the bag. Little ground foul off the foot of Thompson. 1 ball, 1 strike. All sorts of alarums and excursions in the bleachers. They're live. Keeping them warm, though. Yep. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike to Thompson. Torres sets and throws, and Jason bounces it foul off to the right again. A ball and 2 strikes. front of Thompson. There's been a walk and a base hit in this inning, but there are 2 outs and a runner at first. Courtesy the double play. And a heady job by Perez. Time called. Plate umpire Evans asked out by Thompson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scott half holding against Staub. He's behind him and on 2 steps in from the line, off the base. Pitch to Thompson is a fastball outside, just missing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 with 2 away. Perez nods okay. Pitches, fouled back. Count hangs at 2 and 2. It'll be Bob Stanley against Jim Clancy tomorrow night. Don Zimmer said on his show before the game, though, that if this ended up in an extra inning thing or 1-1 and need the out, need the right-handed hitter to be gotten out, he would not hesitate to bring Stanley in. He would have to worry about tomorrow. 2 and 2 to Thompson. Perez ready again. He throws and strikes him out swinging. Bad cut by Thompson. Perez gets out of more trouble, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-0 Boston.
Okay, right now, let's go live to Yankee Stadium, where Ron Guidry's in some trouble. He's got 2 outs, but he's got runners on first and third. It's a tie ball game.
So that conference over. Munson back behind the plate. Not much speed on the bases for the Blue Jays. As Guidry set. And the pitch. Low. 2 balls, no strikes on Gomez. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 5th. Yankees 1, Toronto 1. Blue Jays putting a little heat on Guidry. Now the left-hander's ready. And the pitch. Low and in. Blocked nicely by Munson again. 3 balls, no strikes. Gomez, probably the lightest hitter on the ball club, although he hits well against the Yankees. He's batting at .222 overall. 3-0 pitch, right in there, called strike 3 and 1. Now Cerrone walks off first, looking over at third base coach Harry Warner. And Guidry sets. The pitch. Popped up, shallow right. Randolph going back, calling for the ball. He's there, and the second baseman makes the catch. The side is retired. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 2 men left on base. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's tied. Yankees 1, Blue Jays 1.
So 1-1 ball game at Yankee Stadium. Here's how the Tigers, Detroit and Boston, the game will be picking up in a few moments now. But here's how Toronto tied that ball game against the Yankees.
And here's Otto Velez. Pitch to Velez. Swung on. Drilled deep to left center. White tapped it. Still going. On the run and stops the ball. Velez around second base. Digging to third. The throw in. They're going to try to wait. Nope, they'll hold him up. Roy White with a long run. Now the ball gets past everybody. Munson runs it down. Velez trying to score and will score. And somebody will get an error there. It'll probably be Willie Randolph, who flipped that ball in. And the ball got past Hamels, Guidry, and Munson. And Velez, who had been held at third base, scores. And we've got a tie ball game.
So that's the story at Yankee Stadium. It's the Toronto Blue Jays 1, the New York Yankees 1 at that 1-1 ball game at Yankee Stadium. We'll keep you up to date. Okay, now let's go back to Fenway Park in Boston.
Remy takes a funny cut and sends a ground ball up first base line off his foot for a foul ball. It was fielded in fair territory, and Young didn't know for sure whether that ball was hit off Jerry's foot, but Jerry did.
Well, the race continues out here
on a night like this.
As the Yankees
Meets the Cleveland Indians in an 8 o'clock ball game.
A ball and 2 strikes.
Yankees will wrap up
Regular season with a 3-game series against the Indians.
tomorrow night at 8, Saturday, Man Appreciation Day, and Sunday, both games at 2 o'clock. So we invite you out to see Buddy Bell, Andre Thornton, and Rick Manning lead the drive as they try to derail the Yankees' Senate Express. The Yankees and Indians tomorrow night, Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
And Buckyhead takes down low ball 1. Then leading off with the Yankees, bottom half of the 5th inning. The home run. The only run tie score was in the 4th inning. 1-1. Line foul into the seat behind third base. He's now 1 ball and 1 strike on dead. Hit by a member of the Red Sox. Bucky's been up 1 stop to shortstop. And 1 ahead of Carl Yastrzemski's. Yankees got just 2 base hits against Baylor Moore so far. Kip Young. 1-1 pitch. Low curve swung on and missed. The ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the official score now after conferring on short. The first inning. Bill agrees with you. The throw was Randolph's throw.
1 ball, no strikes to Rice. Right-hander throws, curves him, hit on the ground softly to third, charged by Mankowski. Throws to first and gets him this time. 2 outs. Rice is gone and Yastrzemski's on. He's hit 2 fly balls to center field, 1 of them deep. Well, with the wind blowing like it is tonight, it means it's precursor of winter, and you get to thinking of is a soft curve taken by Yastrzemski for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But you Marines drank a lot of that when you were over there.
Only in the morning. The 1-1 pitch. It's outside, ball 2. 2-1. Yaz up with 2 outs. Nobody on base, and Young firing the fastball. Another long drive, right center field, way back toward the bullpen. May make it, does it? Nope, it's taken by Stanley. Right at the point of the bullpen, the same place, and Yaz is another long out, gathered in by Mickey Stanley. We go to the 7th inning, 1-0, Boston.
Top-ranked Raul Ramirez announced Thursday he will be a part of the Mexican team that will take on Canada in late October in the first round of the 1979 edition of the Davis Cup. He says he sees a big possibility of Mexico being in danger of losing against Canada, so he said that he's going to sacrifice 3 or 4 major tournaments to be able to be in Mexico City in the last week of October for the 5-game series against Canada. His decision appeared significant considering that Ramirez is in the running for the $300,000 first prize check that goes to the winner of the Colgate Tennis Grand Prix. 2 members of the NCAA Infractions Committee testified that they do not conduct a kangaroo court, which exercises inhuman rules and resists all attempts to change it. They were speaking before a House panel investigating the NCAA. The 2 men were Arthur Reynolds of the University of Northern Colorado and Charles Allen Wright of the University of Texas. Reynolds is the outgoing chairman of the NCAA Infractions Group, and Wright is his successor. The NCAA has been under heavy fire in the long probe by the House subcommittee. A linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks of the National Football League, Sammy Green, is to be arraigned in a Seattle court on a second-degree rape charge. However, a spokesman for the team says the club is convinced of Green's innocence and that he will be allowed to continue playing.
They just put up the legend on the scoreboard in center that Otto Velez had tripled and scored on a Bucky Dent error for the Toronto run to tie up the game 1-1, with the Yankees batting now in the bottom of the 5th, and everybody applauded as they saw that the Blue Jays had scored on Guidry. And that triple may have been the first hit given up by Ron. He had had a no-hitter through 4 innings. So it's 1-1 there. The Red Sox lead 1-0 here. We're in the 7th inning, and here's Jim.
And Mr. Steve Kemp will be the first man to test the offerings of Mike Torres, who takes his slim 1-0 lead into the final 3 innings. Champ of the game is grounded out and received one of the 6 walks doled out tonight by Mike Torres. Champ, May, and Corcoran, all left-hand batters to face Big Mike here in the 7th. Taco fires it up and hits the inside corner with a good pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. Straight away in the Red Sox outfield. And a strike 2, and Torres fired that one just in out of the letters from the inside corner. 2 very fine pitches. Perfectly placed where Kemp couldn't do much about it, even had he gone after him. 2-strike pitch. Takes off high, a rising fastball. 1-2 the count. Boston being out-hit 3-2 by the Tigers. And Torres has given up 6 walks, but he's hanging in there. A ball that just missed inside, and Mike gives that little twist to the head when he's a little unhappy on a call. Thought he might have had it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long look in this time by Michael. Works to Corcoran, misses inside again. Ball 3, and the count goes full. 3-2. Oh, again, Torres. In danger of putting the leadoff batter on. Payoff pitch comes up high. He walked him. 7 walks now by Torres. He walked Whitaker to lead off the 1st inning. Walked Mankowski to lead off the 4th. He walked Whitaker to lead off the 6th, and now this leadoff walk in 4 of the 7 innings. He has issued a leadoff walk. The batter now is Milt May, who has one of the 3 hits, a single to center, in the 4th inning, in which Thompson tried to score and was thrown out 15 feet at the plate by Fred Lynn. Brohammer in on the grass. Scott taking the corner of the bag against the runner. See if he'll be breaking up the line if Houck is going to sacrifice. 3 double plays. 1 fast thinking by Torres himself has kept the big right-hander out of trouble. Time is called while Kemp's wandering around on and off the bag down at first doing something, trying to stick the batting gloves in his pocket. And he had a little trouble getting them there. Nobody out. Tying run at first for Detroit. Torres will peek over the shoulder. May hits the ground ball to Remy. He's up to Burleson for 1. The first. Double depth. They get a ball. 4 double plays. Engineered now by Boston behind Mike Torres. Houck went away for the sacrifice. He was going for it. And May just couldn't have complied any better than he did. A nice little 2-hopper right to Remy. The perfect throw to Burleson and the quick relay to Scott. 4-6-3. 2 men out. Here's Corcoran. Has rolled to Scott and flied out deep to right. Boston still leading 1-0 in the 7th. Toronto and the Yankees tied 1-1. New York batting in the bottom of the 5th. Corcoran taking a long time to get his stance set up there at the plate. Torres has battled his wildness, the Tigers, and the cold and the wind in what is Fenway Park tonight. Now he takes too long, and Corcoran takes a walk on him. Corcoran seems to be having difficulty knowing what he wants to do down there. He's looking back up here at one time. Torres finally works to him, bends it a little bit outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Sox had a double play in the 1st inning. They had another in the 4th, another in the 6th, and 1 here in the 7th. The 1-0 pitch. Rifle foul down the left field side into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Corcoran, a long time getting back in the batter's box to await the 1-1 pitch from the big Canton. And this one bites into the dirt and comes skipping over the shoulder of Pudge Fisk. 2 balls and a strike. Flag just absolutely stark. This looks like candlestick in San Francisco tonight. Only it does it out there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Torres works to Corcoran. Ground ball, hit down to Scott. Big hop, race for the bag. The Boomer wins it. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 Boston.
On the scoreboard, still no change in that Yankee game. Yankees and the Blue Jays tied at 1-1 at Yankee Stadium. In the 5th inning, Baltimore's leading Cleveland 2-0. In the 3rd in the National League, Houston 2, Atlanta 0. Only a few weeks ago, Chuck Knox was involved in a quarterback controversy that reminded him of some unpleasant times he had with the Los Angeles Rams. So it must have come as quite a relief now for the Buffalo Bills' first-year coach to see Joe Ferguson's name atop the league's passing statistics. He said, "The guys have been working so hard that I'm glad they finally got the satisfaction of winning." Knox making those comments after Buffalo recorded his first win in 4 games Sunday, 24-17 over Baltimore. He says, "No one has worked harder to be successful than Joe Ferguson." He said he's been coming on and improving each week. In helping Knox, the former Rams coach attained his first AFC victory. Ferguson hit on 9 of 14 for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ferguson, a 28-year-old 6-year veteran from Arkansas, tries to maintain his position as the NFL's top-rated quarterback, and he'll do that Sunday when the Bills host Kansas City, which is also 1-3. A month ago, it would have been hard to imagine Ferguson being where he is now. A knee injury sustained in the opening series of the Bills' second preseason game kept Ferguson sidelined until the regular season opener against Pittsburgh. And Ferguson struggled through that one, hitting on only 3 of 10 for 20 yards before being lifted for Bill Munson.
Fisk, Glenn, and Hobson. The Schedule 3 against Chip Young, who has also pitched a fine ball game tonight. And this young man looks like he will figure very prominently in the plans of the new skipper, Les Moss. While we're waiting for Fisk to come up here, let's pause for identification. This is the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Fisk has walked and struck out in this game tonight, which the Red Sox have had a home run by Rice and a single by Lynn. The only 2 hits off the young man from Ohio, Chip Young. Young swings into the motion, and the pitch to Fisk. Long drive, deep left field if it stays fair, and it is a foul ball. Carlton didn't even have a chance to use his same body English with that one. It started going foul 3/4 of the way down the line and wound up several feet in foul territory. But how he jumped it. No balls and a strike. 1-0 Red Sox, 7th inning. Fisk takes a ball, a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One of the coolest nights of the year. Fenway Park, as the Old Town team does battle with the Tigers. Breaking ball took a little bit off of it, but it's low. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees are still batting in the 5th inning, as far as we know. Fisk out of the batter's box, strictly back in. Now Young takes too long, and Fisk steps out and digs something out of his eye. Or else he's just making Young wait a bit. Two balls and a strike. None on, none out. This now is having some trouble with something in his eye and asks for time. And Jim Evans, plate umpire, very solicitous of him. And the ball players grow colder, standing around doing nothing here while Carlton attends to himself. I wondered there has been more of that. Really, the wind's been blowing, kicking up dirt and everything else. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike two, slipped it by, inside corner, waist high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jim Palmer has Cleveland shut out through 8-2-0. Seeking his 21st win of the year. The delivery is a breaking ball that just missed, and the count goes full, 3-2. And who knows? Palmer probably will not start again, and maybe never again as a Baltimore Oriole. He and Weaver are not going to the same place for dinner these nights. Swing and a miss, and Smith strikes out again. Went after what appeared to be a bad pitch. So 3 strikeouts now for young Kip. 1 away, and Fred Lynn striding up. The singled and grounded out to second. Boy, had Rice not split the wind with that tremendous home run into the triangle, these fans would be pretty much on the edge of their seats right now. Of course, the lead is none too healthy anyway. High pitch outside, 1 ball, no strike. Young fires again, same place. Ball 2, same result. 2 balls, no strikes. Hobson will be next. Young brings it up, and Lynn's got another hit. A ripping line drive into right field. Fed quickly back in by Corcoran, and the Red Sox get their 3rd hit, 2 now by Fred Lynn. So a runner at first, and Butch Hobson, designated hitter, struck out, and he's walked. Facing Kip Young. The bullpen is active for the Tigers, and it may be John Hiller. In the Red Sox bullpen, too. Throw to first. Not in time. Young keeping a wary eye on Fred Lynn. Here's the delivery. Hobson swings wildly, and he misses for a strike. 0-1 on Butch. Started to go, and they appealed to Durwood Merrill. He says no. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ralph Houck continuing to pick up the last pebbles he will ever pick up at Fenway Park from the top step of the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1-0. Boston. Lynn goes diving back in head first. John Hiller warming for Detroit. Tom Bergmeyer for Boston. Curveball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Scoreboard now has the Yankee game through 5 at 1-1. But I don't trust that too much out there. Lynn takes off. Ground ball hit back to Young. Sent on to Whitaker, and that's they get the double play. 1-4-3, and that wipes out the Red Sox in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Boston 1, Detroit 0.
Doug DeCinces slammed his 27th home run, and Jim Palmer and Don Stanhouse combined on a 4-hitter in leading the Baltimore Orioles to a 3-game sweep of Cleveland with a 3-2 victory over the Indians. Palmer, who's 21-12, gave up all 4 Cleveland hits and lost his shutout when Jim Norris stroked an RBI single in the 9th. Palmer, who's 21-12, gave up all 4 Cleveland hits and lost his shutout when Jim Norris stroked an RBI single in the 9th inning. Okay, let's go to Yankee Stadium now with Bill White as the Yankees have a rally going.
Buskey is still throwing in the Blue Jay bullpen. Now Pinella backs out. Decides to take a walk. Looks at his third base coach. Now he wants to talk to Dick Hauser. I think Hauser gave Pinella the bunt tonight. He didn't want to take it.
Maybe he wasn't sure what it was.
Well, he knew what it was. He singled and got none on an error. Munson down at second. Jackson on at first. Nobody out. They're in the 7th inning in Boston. The Red Sox still lead 1-0 on a home run by Jim Rice, his 45th. Now the 1-0 to Pinella. He takes high. 2 balls, no strikes. Now Bob Miller comes out, and that's going to be all for Baylor Moore. Second trip out this inning for the pitching coach of the Toronto Blue Jays, and he wants Buskey. Buskey, a right-hander, to come on here and pitch to Pinella. Well, after giving up that single to Munson, actually, he went ahead. 2 strikes, no balls, 2 strikes on Munson with fastballs. Then lost control of the breaking ball, walked Munson. Then Jackson was sent up to bunt Munson over. Threw over Jackson's head a couple of times, lost him on a walk. Now he's 2-0 on Pinella, and Roy Hartsfield, through the eyes of Bob Miller, has seen enough. And
Bob
that's all.
Going to come out and talk to Lou Pinella now to get that situation straightened out. And, of course, this little lull right here will give Reggie Jackson time to cool down. He's still hot down there at first base about being knocked down twice by Baylor Moore. After Moore walked him as Jackson was going down the line, he invited Baylor to come over in his area. Jackson will cool off. I'll tell you, I'd sort of hate to get in his way if he were running and upset. Long about now. So Moore is greeted by the fans as he comes out. Again, here at the stadium, we have a break in the action. With a score, Toronto 1 and New York 1.
Southern California and Michigan State open another big college football weekend Friday night at Los Angeles. The Trojans moved into second place in the UPI ratings after last Saturday's 24-14 upset victory over Alabama. In another Friday night game, Pennsylvania takes on Lehigh. Missouri will be thinking upset when it visits top-ranked Oklahoma on Saturday. The Tigers shocked Notre Dame 3-0 in their opener, then lost to Alabama before drubbing Mississippi 45-14 last weekend. The Sooners clobbered Rice 66-7. Third-ranked Michigan hosts Duke. Number 4 Arkansas takes on Tulsa, and TCU visits 5th-ranked Penn State. Notre Dame, still seeking its first victory, goes against old rival Purdue at South Bend. A heavy trunk and 4 cartons of documents related to the September 15th Muhammad Ali-Leon Spinks championship fight were carried into the federal courthouse at New Orleans. A grand jury will investigate allegations of corruptions by fight sponsors. Louisiana Administration Commissioner Charles Romer and fight ticket manager Henry Semino have been subpoenaed to testify. The investigation was prompted by accusations by 2 members of a promotion firm that their partner skimmed profits from the boxing match. Secret arrangements with a New York boxing promoter and possible ticket duplication to reduce the reported profit are among those accusations.
We'll check out other scores as we go along. Right now, Pinella steps back in with a count of 2-0, and Buskey pitching for the Blue Jays.
And Yankee runners lead off first and second. A pitch. Pinella squares and butts out in front of the plate, but it hooks back foul. A lot of action and backspin on that ball. Ball was bunted out in front of the plate. It had backspin on it and bounced back fast. The catcher, Rick Cerrone. Well, the runners will have to go back.
Munson back to second base and Jackson back to first. The count on Piniella, 2 balls and a strike. Now a left-hander gets up and starts throwing. Looks like Jerry Garvin throwing in the Blue Jay bullpen. Blue Jays once again looking for a bunt. Roy Howell, the third baseman, and the first baseman dug off. Piniella squaring. And the pitch. Bunted foul. Back to the screen. Lou squared early then. He squared while Buskey was still setting. That allowed Doug Ault to really upland from first base. And Lou fouled it back to the screen. It's 2-2. St. Lemon wanting Piniella to get the runners over. Lou hits the ball sharply on the ground and bounces into a lot of double plays at times. 2-2 on Piniella. And the pitch. Fouled back.
A good pitch right there from Buskey. Got him right down in on the hand. About all Lou could do with it was foul it back.
Well, Buskey's a sinker ball pitcher. He usually throws a lot of ground balls if he has good stuff. Runners lead from first and second with no outs. Buskey's ready. And the pitch. Chop to third. Howell has it. He has only one play, and that's over to first base, and the runners move up anyway. High bounces to third base. Roy Howell, the third baseman, had only one play. That was at first base. So Munson goes to third. Jackson goes to second. And with one out, the batter's Greg Nettles. And it looks like they're going to put him on intentionally to pitch to Chris Chambliss. So Greg Nettles will be intentionally fast to load the bases up. They want to pitch to Chambliss with one away. Here's ball one outside.
And the 1-2 bell, if they might bring that left-hander in from the bullpen, Garvin to pitch to Chambliss.
I think they have a better chance with Chambliss with Buskey than Garvin. Garvin has some pretty good stuff for right-handers. He's got that screwball, forkball kind of a thing that goes down and away from him. There's ball 3 outside. Of course, you can never tell. It looks like he's throwing hard out there. Here's ball 4. So Nettles walks. That loads the bases up for Chris Chambliss.
Just waving in from the bullpen that Garvin is ready if he is wanted by no appearance by the manager or pitching coach.
It's tied 1-1. Yankees trying to break that tie here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They have the bases loaded, only one out, and this fella's gotten a lot of big hits for the Yankees over the last 4 or 5 years. Chris Chambliss. Pitch to Chambliss. Swung on, bounced away to first base. That'll get a run in, maybe throw home. Past the catcher. 1 run scores. Jackson will score. And Nettles goes to third base. The Yankees lead by a score 3-1. Doug Ault threw that ball past the road. And that allowed Munson to score. Ball got by Cerrone. Nobody was covering home. Buskey was going to first base to cover. That allowed Jackson to score from the second base. Nettles to go to third, and Chambliss to go to second. That'll be a fielder's choice and an error on the first baseman, Doug Ault. So Chambliss should get a run batted in.
I'd have to give Chambliss 1 RBI in that if I were scoring, and the announcement was made, and over the roar of the crowd, I just couldn't hear it. So I'll double check with, I believe, Red Foley is the official score tonight.
Well, I would think that he'd get the run batted in for Munson, the other run scoring on the air. Now they're going to walk Roy White to load the bases up for Bucky Dent. Now they have an appeal play at first base. Evidently, they felt that Chambliss never touched first base. But the first base umpire, Don Dinkinger, said that he did. So the appeal fails. And now they'll put White on. Now they give no run batted in for Chambliss. That was a tough play for Ault to make. I thought he had no chance at all for Munson. But they will not give Chambliss a run batted in. How might debate that with Mr. Foley? Ball 2 outside on White. Here's ball 3. Now
I'll let Bill do it. And here's ball 4. And once again, the bases are loaded. After 7 in Boston, the Red Sox lead the Tigers 1-0. And right here, Yankees lead the Blue Jays 3-1. Not too many base hits in this ball game. Each team with 3. Each team now committed a couple of errors. Bases loaded, 1 out for Bucky Dent. Bucky set, and the pitch squeezes on. Ball's running back to Bucky to throw home, and he's out. Good play by Bucky and Cerrone. Bucky came in, dove for the ball, flipped it as he was hitting the ground, and Cerrone somehow got the glove down, kept the foot on the bag. They got the force on Neto. Squeeze did not work.
Well, that's one of the problems, I think, Bill, with a squeeze play with the bases loaded, where you have that force play at home plate. All the catcher has to do is catch that ball and keep his foot on the plate. He, of course, does not have to tag the runner coming in. It looked like Bucky almost rolled that ball to him. He got the ball, and I think he just rolled it on the ground. Cerrone scooped it up in the webbing of his mitt.
Stayed right there for the force out. So bases loaded, 2 outs now. Here's Mickey Rivers. Mickey's 0 for 3 in the ball game. The pitch, swung on, drilled deep to right field. Baylor slips and he goes back, but now he's on the warning track and makes the catch, and the side is retired. But the Yankees scored twice in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and at the end of 6, the Yankees lead Toronto 3-1.
So that's the story from Yankee Stadium, 3-1, the Yankees over Toronto, but Boston still holding on to a 1-0 lead over Detroit with the Tigers batting in the 8th inning.
Young has pitched a fine ball game, as has Perez. Outside, ball 2. 2-0 to the Boomer. The 2-0 delivery. Fastball hit on the ground to shortstop. Takes him high hop. Taken by Trammell. Throws him out. Nice play by Alan Trammell. That ball almost went over his head on a bad hop, but he stayed right with it. Made the play and the perfect throw to first for the out. 1 gone. Brohammer is up. He has slid to center and walked. There goes the Yankee 3 up on the scoreboard in left. And the boos by the fans. It melts enthusiasm here when that happens. It has the last 3 nights, even with the Red Sox leading. Pitch is outside to Bro as ball 1. Yankees 3, Toronto 1 after 6. I guess that's right, isn't it? Yeah, they're through 6 now. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Brohammer. The pitch is a little bit high. 2-1 to Jack. Brohammer filling in nicely these days. At third base with Thompson going in as DH. There's a strike call. The fastball snapped across the inside corner at the knees. The count is 2-2. Delivery. Line drive toward left field, but Kemp is there, coming on toward the line to make the catch. 2 out. Steve Kemp playing a relative shallow and toward the line left field anyway. Rick Burleson moves in. John Hiller, left-hander, the ace of the bullpen, warming up for the Tigers in this 1-0 ball game. The Red Sox leading. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Tigers have 1 more shot at Perez. Young throws, and he's out in front. Burleson swings and doesn't get the changeup. Kip Young fires a sidearm pitch, popped up foul, third base side, long run for Mankowski, and he's got it at the railing. Red Sox down in order. We go to the 9th inning, 1-0 Boston.
So a final shot at it for the Detroit Tigers as the Boston Red Sox trying to stay close to the New York Yankees. The Yankees leading Boston by 1 game. Right now, New York leading Toronto by the score of 3-1. And when this game is over, we'll rejoin the Yankees network for the windup of that game at New York's Yankee Stadium between the Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. In an American League game already completed from Baltimore, Jim Palmer picked up his 21st victory of the season against 12 losses as Doug DeCinces slammed his 27th home run, with Palmer and Don Stanhouse combining on a 4-hitter to lead the Orioles to a 3-game sweep of Cleveland with a 3-2 victory over the Indians. Palmer gave up all 4 Cleveland hits and lost his shutout when Jim Norris hit an RBI single in the 9th inning. Stanhouse ended with 2 on and nobody out, gave up a sacrifice fly to Andre Thornton before retiring Dwayne Kuiper for his 24th save. DeCinces is now hit safely in 18 straight games. So the Cleveland Indians swept by the Baltimore Orioles. Cleveland will now go to New York to wrap up the 1978 regular season. And the Indians right now, 26.5 games out of first place. It'll be 27.5, assuming New York holds that lead and wins. So the Indians are not going to be in the too brightest spirits as they check into Yankee Stadium.
Mike Torres, 3 outs away from his 16th win of the year, his 2nd shutout, possibly, his 15th complete game, possibly. He has a 1-0 lead. In the Red Sox bullpen, Dick Drago and Andy Hassler are warming. The Red Sox lead thinly, 1-0 on the Jim Rice home run in the 4th inning, his 45th of the year. The Tigers have Mankowski, Staub, and Thompson up, the 2-3-4 hitters in their lineup. So Torres has his work cut out for him. Yankees leading 3-1 over Toronto in the 7th. Phil Mankowski has grounded into 2 double plays and walked. And when he walked, he was doubled up. Left-handed hitting third baseman. Brohammer close to third and toward the line. Mike Torres fires and strike 1 call. Breaking pitch on the inside corner. 0-1. Mike looks in. Throws. Fastball hit on the ground. Remy backs up on it. Takes it. Throws to first. 1 out. Mankowski grounding out to Jerry Remy, who's been busy tonight. 1 gone. Rusty Staub has walked, bounced into a double play, and singled to right. He and the guy following him, both long ball threats, the 2 leading home run hitters on this ball club, with the wind blowing helpfully toward right on a ball pulled down the line. Torres about to work to Staub. Infield chip around clockwise toward first base. Scott is right on the line. The pitch is right in there. Called strike. Good pitch by Torres on the black on the inside corner. Outfield shoved around toward right field. Rice deep in right. 1-strike pitch to Staub. Fly ball fairly deep center field, but Lynn has the bead on it. He's under it. He's got it. 2 out. 2 up, 2 down. And the Tigers down to their last out. Jason Thompson. He has wrapped 2 strikeouts around a single, 1 for 3. Crowd hungry for this win, which would turn it right into the weekend. 3 games left and 1 game apart if the Yankees win tonight. They are leading. Who'd been on Torres early when he started walking people, now clapping for the big right-hander. Ground ball to first base. Scott has it. He'll play it alone. This one's over. Shut out for Mike Torres. 1-0 Red Sox. Tigers go in the 9th. Meekly. 1, 2, 3. And the Tigers are swept by the Red Sox, who are still in it. After the final score, the Tigers losing to the Red Sox 1-0. We'll wrap it up in a moment.
Rafael Landstoy drove in Reggie Baldwin with the winning run in the 7th inning, and J.R. Richards surpassed the 300 strikeout mark as the Houston Astros took a 4-3 victory over the Atlanta Braves. Richard, who's now 18-11, struck out 6 in 5 innings, but he had to leave the game. He had a blister on his pitching finger. But Richard raised his league-leading strikeout total to 303, and he also hit a solo home run in that game. In case you missed it, Jim Rice cracked his 45th home run of the year, and Mike Torres fired a 3-hitter for his first win in more than a month in leading the Boston Red Sox to their 5th straight, a 1-0 decision over the Detroit Tigers. So now the Red Sox, at the moment, a half a game behind New York, but assuming the Yanks hold this lead and win, well, then, of course, it'll revert to the 1 game, and each team will have 3 games remaining in the 1978 regular season. The Yankees at home for 3 against Cleveland, and Boston at home for 3 against Toronto. Now, looking at it statistics-wise, if you're interested in those sort of things, Toronto has one of the worst records in the major leagues. They're last in the East, 59 wins, 98 losses. They're 36.5 games out. Cleveland at 68 and 87. They're 26.5 games out. And you know one thing for sure, the only thing Cleveland and Toronto is thinking about is let's mess somebody up. They'll have that chance coming up this weekend.
Okay, Gary Thomason goes to left field for the Yankees. Paul Blair to center field. It's the top of the 9th. The score, the Yankees 3, the Blue Jays 1. Final score from Boston, the Red Sox 1. The Tigers nothing. A 3-hitter by Mike Torres and a 3-hitter by Kip Young. A home run by Jim Rice, his 45th home run of the year. Frank?
Hi, Fred Healy. Left-hand hitting Roy Howell leads off the 9th inning for the Toronto Blue Jays against Ron Guidry. Guidry winds at his first pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, strike 1. I got a feeling Guidry and Jim Rice are going to finish 1-2 in the MVP voting this year. Pitch is high and outside. The count evens 1-1. No doubt about who's going to win the Cy Young. 1-1 deal, just a bit low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And Guidry has got the Cy Young Award locked up. 2-1 pitch, popped up on the left side. Bucky Dent, Greg Nettles look at each other. Dent says, okay, I'll take it, and he does back in the grass.
First, Frank, if the Yankees win it all, it's going to be tough to overlook Ron Guidry in the MVP balloting. Jim Rice also with a spectacular season.
We mentioned before, precedent has been set for a pitcher to win both the Cy Young and MVP, and the last one being Denny McLain. Sandy Koufax was another one. And let's see, I'll think for a second. Pitch coming now to Willie Horton over the outside corner, strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Down low. Vida Blue, I believe.
Right. Vida Blue had that fantastic year. He won the MVP and Cy Young Award.
1 ball and 1 strike to Horton. He has struck out twice and grounded out into a force play. He takes ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
National League name that comes to mind, Don Newcomb.
I think it was Newcomb instead of Vida Blue now. 2-1 pitch. Foul back. Don Newcomb, Sandy Koufax, and Dennis McLain. 3. There have been 5?
I believe there's 5. Don Newcomb.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Swing and a miss.
Frank, I believe there's 3 pitchers in the National League, 2 pitchers in the American League.
The 3 I was trying to think of were Newcomb, Koufax, and McLain.
Right.
Over the 20 million mark, which will make it the first time.
All right, Guidry with his 8th strikeout, giving him 242 on the year. And just adding to the new Yankee record that he set earlier in the game, he'll work down to Otto Velez. Takes the pitch outside to Otto. Otto bounced back to Guidry in the 2nd, tripled in the 5th, and almost homered in the 7th. Roy White went over the fence to catch it. Otto swings and misses 1-1. It would have been a home run had White not caught the ball. His glove was well over the left field fence when he grabbed it. 1-1 to Velez. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Ron Guidry 1 out away from his 24th win. The 2-1 pitch. Bouncer foul off the third base line and rolling slowly into the dugout. And the crowd builds up the strikeout applause. They're on their feet here at the stadium. Guidry has already had a standing ovation. That game. When he struck out Dave McKay to set the record. He struck it out. Ron Guidry strikes out Otto Velez to end the ball game.
And Frank, the Yankees are going wild. They're all out to shake Ron Guidry's hand. His 24th win on the year. A fantastic season. 24-3.
So the Yankees and the Red Sox still battle. Boston earlier winning its 5th straight, knocking off Detroit 1-0. The Yankees have knocked off Toronto 3-1. So those two teams heading into the final home series of the season, and the Yankees lead by a game. 97 wins, 62 losses for the Yankees. Boston 96-63 going into the final series. Cleveland will be at New York for 3 games, September 29th and 30th and October 1st. Boston will be entertaining Toronto for 3 on September 29th and 30th and October 1st. Once again, the final scores: Boston 1, Detroit 0, New York 3, Toronto 1. Now, this is Ken Allen speaking for Karen McKinnon and Ernie Gamble. This has been a presentation of AFRTS Sports in Washington. This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.